It's on my time. On your mark, get set, go. I felt like my year 26, my past life. Then she had the nerve to say, oh, I'm not drinking unless you take a sip. What is this, peer pressure? Audience, I'm your Sylvie Q, Earthquake, a new day, fresh, blessed, and life carefree. Welcome, all my family, friends, new subscribers to my channel. I'm 24 years old during this time, and I go to Auntie Martini's house because her daughter, oldest, is having a birthday party. It was about 20 people there, small gathering. When I came back from Auntie Martini's house for my 25th birthday, I can invite people over. I called all my family and friends and said, listen, I'm about to have my 25th birthday at my house. Since I've been throwing throwback parties all the time, going to college, going back my college days, I already knew what I was in for. It's just this time, it's just gonna be real food instead of candy and soda and water, which is more like the rated G, because I wasn't paying for no alcohol, know what I mean? So I'm the one that's sponsoring the food and the drinks. I'm like, I got it. It's on my tab. I go get the Shandy story. I go get the Caribbean food, the oxtail, the curry goat, pasta, fish, the essentials for a Caribbean dish and feast. And now I'm the DJ slash I'm your host. All people gotta do was to show up. That's all they needed to do. No, I didn't really need any presents. I didn't ask for any presents. Just people show up at my house at this time and we're gonna have a good time. And in my backyard, we had basketball hoop. We'll just say growing up, going through Impact, everybody shot in the back of my chimney, the back of my house. And that's where we got all the skills. And of course, we went out to the park and that's where we traveled and so on and so forth. I invited, of course, the usual, my mom, dad, brother. So Wiz was living in Atlanta, and so was Red, my oldest cousin on my dad's side. So they actually took the bus from Atlanta all the way to New York. Just for this special occasion, we hung out. I mean, they stayed at our house. And then when we're getting everything ready with the table and all that, this is where you got me out here wasting footage. Y'all make a shot, man.
I didn't know you were taking. I want to look good on the film. Take this one. Which way you want me to go, right or left?
Make the shot. Gosh. I don't know who won that game. However, it was wasted footage, I should say that. Now moving forward, see, I wanted to invite London. He was a senior when I was a freshman in college. He's from Jersey, so he's right over the bridge from New York. Pearl showed up. Of course, we got the Uno game out there to have a good time. This is what happened. So we shoot him, and then Arthur is like, you know what? Because we all agreed that my dad, whenever we were playing a shooting game in the backyard, or because he loves to compete. I mean, we all do. We're all athletes. He's like, man, I can't be playing a shooting game with my dad. Because you know what? He always cheats to score and all that. I was like, you know what? See, everybody here, we play very fair. But this guy right here, he's a scoundrel. And then right after that, he just starts back shooting. Like nothing ever happened or nothing like that. The thing about this was this. Even though I bought all these alcoholic drink, everybody's trying to stay sober. So one of my cousins which was Auntie Martini's second daughter, she tried to get me to drink on my birthday. I'm like, listen, the only reason why I bought these drinks was because to see y'all drink. I mean, I go to y'all house and that's all we're doing. Soca music, dancing, talking, drinking. and all of a sudden they want to change up just because they're at my house now. And then I showed them exactly where the drinks was. You know what we have? The Ciroc in the different flavors. The berry, the apple, peach. And then she had the nerve to say, oh, I'm not drinking unless you take a sip. What is this, peer pressure? Like, I'm old enough to think, like, we're both adults here. If you want to drink, you could drink. You don't need me to pick up a cup and drink just to make you feel good. You know what? I'm just going to chill right now because I was sober the whole time. Just like when I went out to the city to go visit Wes and the Taj Lounge. I was sober during that time also. That was 8 months from this time that I'm talking right now. So anyway, after the birthday celebration happens, that wasn't even the main part. The main part was right after this. We had gone to the streets to go race. In my street, we have the light lamp outside, so it was bright outside. It was lit. It was my dad, Jacob, and it was Arthur. They were all racing. So Arthur and Jacob are Wiz's friends from Generation 2, teammates. My dad loves to compete. Gets his adrenaline pumping, and when you challenge him, right, he wants to win at all costs, like I mentioned earlier. Now he's an athlete, and I don't know, the genes didn't get passed down to me, but I'm still an athlete, but I'm a retired athlete. So I'm not out here racing. I'm here posing and, you know what I mean, looking good for the camera, even though I didn't take any pictures. I probably took like 2 or 3 pictures. So when they get up there to race, I mean, we have Arthur, we have Jacob, and then we have my dad. And normally when you say is on your mark, get set, go. Since my dad was doing it, you know, he had his own time. He was on his own type of time. He said, on your mark, get set. So as soon as, before he said go, Arthur, he took like 3 steps and he trips and falls in the street. So we all started laughing. He won 1, then Jacob won 1, and then my dad won 1. So everybody won, all right? I heard of the old man hit injury. Man, I think I pulled something in my leg or something like that. I think that's what he said on one of those races, but I don't know. I was there, but I wasn't racing. All right, I was an eyewitness. It was a nice time. I really enjoyed it. I want to thank you guys for watching. This is the BS, the backstory. So my family, friends, new subscribers, I know you out there. Walk easy. Audience, this is my first audio letter, but we're continuing on from the podcast episodes, which overall I did about 60. In the car industry, you have a lot of downtime, and that's what I was doing if I wasn't selling cars, moving metal. I recorded most of those in March, just episodes of my life, growing up, going to school, my time here in Arizona. Ever since Selena broke my heart and I found Peoria, it's been a cool transition. Let me reminisce a bit the last episodes of my podcast. Episode 21 was volleyball antics. I went downtown Phoenix. There was a lot of ratchet activity going on. I met 5 friends there, 1 boy and 4 girls, drinking, dancing. Episode 22, Terry the fish. I couldn't name my pet Jerry because that's a mouse. I was very neglectful owner. He only lasted a year and a half because I'll go away to basketball trips and I'll forget to feed him or the tank would be dirty. Episode 23, Caramel, Carolina camp, going into my senior year. I took a trip out to North Carolina All Black College with my teammate Big 5. Episode 24, Butter Pecan. It's a Pelta Bar Mexican spot where I usually get my smoothies and drinks after a workout, hooping out here. It's sunny almost every day. Once in a while it rains. So right next to Butter Pecan's bar was PJ. I just came from ordering a pizza there and she handed me a postcard. Said you should visit. I said yeah, I'll visit next week. For a month straight, every week I got a different flavor. Now it was getting a little bit too expensive. Episode 25, Light lightweight Labor Day weekend. I just finished my sophomore year at college and I had gone to Auntie Martini's house. Of course, I see all my corresponding cousins and their friends that they invited over. Audience, family and friends. You know the reason why I'm over there. Like my Shandy story, that never happens because we get there at 9 p.m. and we leave here at 2 a.m. Because all they want to do is talk. All I wanted to do is say hi, eat some food, listen to soca music, dance a little bit, and then leave. Episode 26, birthday competition. This was 2 years ago, right around the pandemic. Me personally, I figured that this was going to be the last time that we're all going to be together as a family, celebrating my birthday. It was a small gathering, similar to my college social gathering. Uno cards, hooping outside in the backyard, shooting game. Here's the thing, I got a couple of Cirocs, Shandy, and nobody wants to drink alcohol. Everybody's drinking soda, juice, and water. Now, if I would've knew this before, I would've saved my money. It was a nice little time though. There was a race where the street lights came on. My dad raced a couple of Wiz's teammates, Arthur and Jacob. They didn't even stretch though. Each of them won a race. I already finished my album, 2-part album of songs that I talked about my past life, but stories. Most of them is already out right now. I felt like my year 26 was just filled of just adventure. So for 27, I just want to invest and build towards a future. I can't forget, I gotta do a couple of shout outs to some of my family and friends who helped me on this journey. Of course, I couldn't name everybody, so here we go. First one would have to be, I want to thank God for waking up every day. Not everybody has the chance to wake up and see another 24. Secondly, my mom and dad, because they made me. And then, of course, my brothers. Here's the thing, my immediate family, I let them call me. I don't call them. If I call them, it's for quick update. Alright, must go to the outlet. Do you want any sneakers? Do you want any shirts or pants? No? Alright, bye. I try to be straightforward with them, knowing that time is precious. I'd rather not dance around with time because it could be used invested in something else. Alright, we're gonna go to the other tier. That was immediate family tier. We're gonna go to the friends tier. I wanna thank Winston. Winston, my college roommate. Roomed with him for 3 years. He's the one that inspired me. He's like, tell stories and animate them. I'm like, alright, fine. My teammates, college teammates, I wanna thank them. A lot of memories, and of course, winning that championship. Not a lot of people get a chance to do that. And then on the other side, growing up, of course, my Gaucho teammates. We just tell jokes to each other, diss each other, and just hang out. It's my family teammates, New York Impact, Wes, CJ, of course Chris, Memorial Day, Easter, YBOA, Nationals, Vegas, our one and only time. And then high school, Coach Granby. Now, initially, we did not get along. That was like my second grandpa. Coached me on the court. Wouldn't be Coach Granby if he didn't tell you about financing and love life stories. And I wish he was here so I could tell him and I could relate some of those stories, because when you're in high school, some of those stories, they go right over your head. Life is definitely a journey. Life lessons and parables that you go by. Actually, my dad is creating a book, episode 54 and 55, and 55 was my quote that I contributed there, which was, how did the lyrics go? Reading the book of parables you never forgot. It was on page 7 on life. Paradox. People want to hear the truth but rather believe a lie. Drama circulates, never dies. People want you to tell them the truth, but they have their own perspective on their reality. I tell this to people that's close to me all the time. You can influence people, but you can't change them. I know I'm gonna have a lot of text messages because phone calls, only people that's really close to me really calls me. So, and lately, I've been having a lot of cousin feedback, meaning whenever I post something, they've been in the loop. Girlfriends, you guys are wondering, I'm just focused on my career. And then of course down the line, when you become successful, well, in their eyes, then that's when they want to attach to you. So just focusing on my finances and romance is a good option to have. It can distract you from where you really want to go in life, but it's a good distraction. This concludes my first audio letter. I want to thank you guys for listening, and obviously this is the one day that my phone is gonna be. It's not every year that you get to celebrate your birthday.